Hey, it is Dave with Gravity Wiz. I am very pleased today to announce the release of GP Bookings Alpha 3. Highlight feature is absolutely the refactoring of the pricing rules. Again, these are much more flexible while also being simpler, which is a unique combination of qualities. I'm going to give you a quick little demo of how this works with a cabin rental scenario. I've actually done a video about this recently with the old pricing rules, so I figured it'd be the perfect foil to do the same thing, but with the new pricing rules. So I'm going to go cabin rental here. I'm going to jump down to pricing. This is our service, by the way. You'll see that we have a nightly rate here, and it gives you already like a little summary. It's going to always set to 150 per block. So that's really, there's no conditions here. It's just saying like, hey, this is going to be the base rate, the nightly rate, and we're using the action type of set price. You can also add, subtract, and also multiply. We'll get into that later. And then we're setting that base price to $150 per block. In this case, since we're doing cabin rentals, that would be per night. And you'll notice that we do have this to be applied per block. If this is unchecked, it would apply to the full booking regardless of how many nights or booking or blocks were booked. Apply per quantity, I'll get into that in a second, but for now you can just see here, this is going to set a base rate of $150 per rental per night. So moving on, we have the weekend nightly rate. So this is pretty cool because now you can see we've added a condition, and there's all sorts of conditions you can add. You can do date range, time range, days of the week, which we're doing here, quantity based on how many people are being booked, or it doesn't always have to be people, but it could be items depending on what you're using GP bookings for. Then there's duration and even a price threshold. So that allows you to set a certain minimum that has to be met regardless of what is being booked. With that said, we've already added a days of the week condition here, and you can see that we've selected Sunday, Friday, and Saturday. Those are our weekend nights. And for those, we're just going to add a $50 fee. And again, this is per block because this is per night for this scenario. Awesome. So next up, we have this summer festival fee. So from this is first of all using the date range condition. And you can see that basically from the start date of June 1st through June 30th, the whole month of June, we're going to add a $10 fee if you book during that month. Apparently there's some sort of festival that we do at our cabin rental place, and you need to pay $10 per ticket, or per night, kind of implying that there's like almost like a ticket fee associated. You'll also notice that this is a great example where I have enabled the apply per quantity, because this is going to say, so in our example, the quantity references the number of people that are going to be staying in the cabin. And so with this example, this would be, hey, this is going to add $10 per person per night. And you can kind of see a little summary of that there. Oh, one other thing I wanted to cover here, it was that recurring yearly. So you don't have to come back in here next year and set this up. If it's always going to be a June event, then you can just leave these dates and it will just automatically replace this with 2027, technically, I guess, the year after next year, but you get what I mean. Update that. And then last one I want to show you here is our Christmas premium. So if you book between these dates, the December 23rd through December 27th, again, recurring yearly so that you don't have to manually come in here and update this pricing rule each year. Then we're going to multiply the price because this is like a really special time of the year. We're going to add a 50% additional, what are we calling this? A premium, there we go, to the cabin rentals during that period because the demand is high. That's it. We're going to update that and save. Awesome. And now we're going to jump over to cabins really quick. And we have our really nice cabin here called Lakeview Cabin. This is one of the other cool things about our pricing rules is that not only can you have pricing rules on the service, but then you can add additional pricing rules on the resources. So in this case, our resources are cabins, and there's a different, you can either completely override the service. So if you had a specific cabin that had its own complete unique pricing structure, then you could use the override option. In this case, we're just going to add a premium cabin fee. And if we open that up, it's really simple. We're going to set the price to 50. Worth noting, setting the price here, again, it does not override the service price. That is what is controlled here. But again, you can add multiple pricing rules here. So this just sets a base price and then it would go from there. So this base price will be added to the service price, and it will apply per block. Oop, I scrolled a little bit. Got me. Okay, so that is the pricing rules aspect of this as far as how it's configured. So now we're going to jump over to the forms, and we're going to go to our cabin rental form, and you can see that we have our booking field here and our cabin rental and our the service, the resource, and the dates. So now let's go in and preview this. I already have this pre-filled, and so I'm going to actually select our Lakeview cabin because I want to see the most complicated version. And then we're going to select what is this, September 10th through the 13th. You can see it's a total of 3 nights, gives you a little summary of the check-in and check-out dates and a total price there. So let's submit this. And you may be wondering to yourself, you're like, okay, well, I just want to fact check, was that price calculated correctly? And so I've gone over to the entry here, the entry details, and this is one of my favorite features is this pricing breakdown. So first of all, it has the specific booking here. This is the cabin rental booking. And then it breaks down the difference in price between the service and the resource and gives you a total at the end. So let's step through that quickly here. You'll see that we have our nightly rate. It's $150 per night for 3 nights. That's $450, checks out. But then one of those nights actually has the weekend nightly rate applied, which adds that $50. Even cooler, you can also see what rules weren't applied by clicking that show or view unapplied rules. And so we have the summer festival fee here. So you can see this did not apply. And then the Christmas premium, obviously this didn't apply either. And it even gives you a quick explanation of why it doesn't apply, just in case there's any confusion there. Pretty awesome. Jumping down to the resource, you can see that it, first of all, tells you if this is going to supplement the service price or if it will override it. In this case, we chose to supplement. And the premium cabin fee is $50 per night or per block. And so that gives us this $150 price tag, which adds on to the top for a total of $650. That's all there is to it. Let me know if you have any questions. We're super, super excited about this perk. Can't wait to get it to beta 1. And this is just I think a gem of a feature that's going to really set it apart from other booking solutions out there in the wild. Awesome, y'all. Thanks so much. Bye.